Welcome back to Throw Around, a show where sports writers give their thoughts and inputs on popular sports stories of the day. Writers gain points by making valid arguments, and the writer with the most points at the end wins. After eliminating 2 writers, we're left down to the final 2. Taylor from Fort Wayne, Indiana, and Kurt from Iowa. Recently, the Northwestern football players were granted the right to unionize. This could cause major shakeups in the rules and regulations and the NCAA surrounding athlete compensation. Also, a report just came out that UConn star basketball player Shabazz Napier has gone to bed starving at night because he couldn't afford to pay for dinner. This could stir up a lot of mud surrounding the whole pay-for-play topic that is always prevalent around major NCAA sporting events. So, why have you guys here? Can I get your thoughts on this?
Well, it's absolutely ridiculous that Napier has to go to bed hungry. That kid is carrying his team throughout this tournament, and yet he has to go to bed without food? That's clearly an indication that the system has to be changed.
Well, for once, I actually agree with Taylor. Can you believe it? The Connecticut legislature is looking into the unionization of UConn student athletes. And so this kind of thing won't have to happen again. With the backing of the legislature, the unionization will face much less resistance.
Now, it's evident that you're both looking for a change, but what can be done?
Well, to me, it's simple. Just set up a baseline price like minimum wage. And of course, this wage can vary based on sport. So the football team, which in most schools is going to bring in the most profit, might earn a higher wage than, say, the women's field hockey team. Now, don't get me wrong. I love women's field hockey. Heck, my daughter plays, right? But they're just not bringing in the revenue that a football team does.
Well, Kurt, while that idea is good in theory,
well, there he goes
there's
again.
actually a better solution, in my opinion. The culture should be changed. The system should be changed into a free market system. That way schools are allowed to pay athletes based on what they think their talent level is. In doing so, it's very much like the scholarship system that we use now. Some people get full scholarships, some half, and so on. Some players get paid more, and some would get paid less.
That sounds great when you say it on TV, sure, but what happens when some players are mad that their teammates are getting paid more than they are?
Well, Kurt, it's just like you to take the negative. You know, if you look at pro sports, for example, there are plenty of players that make less than their teammates, but yet come together as a group and work as a team to win a championship. For example, just take the Miami Heat. Many of those players have taken a pay cut just to play with LeBron so they could win a championship.
All right, now Taylor, statistics show that most collegiate athletic programs struggle to make a profit. How does one pay their athletes when the program can barely stay afloat?
Well, I'm not sure I believe those statistics anyway. I mean, look at March Madness. Those guys are making billions of dollars. That is the NCAA, and you can't tell me they can't use some of that money to pay the student athletes. And those programs that say they're not making a profit, well, maybe they should be spending their money more wisely and not using in frivolous ways like massage chairs in athletic departments. If they were, they'd have money to pay student athletes.
Well, that's all the time we have for this week's show. And your winner is Taylor from Fort Wayne. He outlasted Kurt in the final round. Thank you for tuning in, and I'll see you tomorrow.